Welcome everybody, it is Radio Gaga here again on the CST channel, and it's our Watch Mixer Partner Spotlight interviews, and today we are joined by none other than Ceelight. Welcome!
Hi, what's happening? Hi.
Hi! Okay, first off, Ceelight, listen, thanks very much for taking the time to have a chat with us. So I'm going to start, before we go, we normally ask people how they got started, but I've actually kind of shaken it up a small bit. The origin of your name, where did you get your name from, Ceelight?
It's actually my name.
Oh, right, okay.
So basically, C is a nickname I gained when I was younger because my first name's Charlie. And a lot of people basically end up calling me C, just shorter. And my last name's Light.
Okay.
Ceelight.
That kind of worked out very serendipitously.
Simple.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Very simple, to be fair.
Right, so let's go back to the very start. What was your earliest gaming memory? What was the first game that you ever played or that you can remember playing?
I mean, the earliest game would have to be Street Fighter. Oh mate, what was that on?
Was that SNES?
It was a SNES,
Yeah.
with my dad. It was my dad's console. He'd be like, jump on there, play that, bro. Street Fighter. Still, even on my soundboard now, I still got the Street Fighter. Like,
Hadouken.
Yeah.
You see, I'm of an age. I remember actually going to the arcade and spending 20p to play Street Fighter, and I remember the queue was just, it was just this crazy long queue whenever you walked into the arcade. And it was always at the Street Fighter machine when I first came in. So yeah, but it's still that game, and it's a game no matter what age you are. I've got it still on my Xbox. I've got Street Fighter on my Xbox. It's just a game you love.
Yeah. It's one of them games that even when I go to the events, I always end up in the retro bit.
Yeah.
And like all the other streamers, you'll all be sitting there just having a go at each other on a Street Fighter or that or Tekken or something like that, and you're like, yeah, the old school games, man, always the best games.
Oh, I know.
Memories, you know what I mean?
And I just noticed, actually, I was downstairs yesterday. My missus, we were just about to start watching TV, and Sky have actually introduced these little games, and they've got Tetris. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah. Are we watching a movie yet? No, hang on. I'm fucking level 9 here. Hang on. So, talk us then, the very first console that you got yourself. What was the very first console that you ever owned?
Ooh. But doing that from like a birthday or actually?
Birthday, Santa, or whatever it is.
Actually, I think my first actual console that was actually mine was PlayStation 1.
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, actually, it was Formula 1. Formula 1 was my first game.
Yeah.
Little block cars. Like, they weren't even like how it is now. It's just little block cars just spinning around on the track. It was proper basic, but that was the first game I had. And then it was Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, everything after that. Yeah, the PlayStation 1 with the...
Were you a Gran Turismo head on PlayStation 1?
Yeah, I like my Gran Turismo at the bar. There's little blocks as well.
Yeah.
How far that's come now is insane. Like, compared to being just a little guy just running with like a little... I don't know how to explain it, like a little dot as a gun.
Well, it's like, if you look back then, PlayStation 1 was like the be-all, end-all for graphics at the time. I remember they used to have a demo on the PlayStation 1 of a dinosaur walking. I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but you kind of look back then and go, "Oh, Jesus, it's amazing!" And now you look at what the PS5 is coming and the Xbox Series One X and what they've got. It's just it's a world apart. So talk us through then your journey from obviously you had the SNES, but you got your very first PlayStation 1. What way did you go then? Did you go through all the PlayStations, or did you go through PlayStation, switch over to Xbox or PC, or what happened?
So that for me is very controversial because it was kind of, even though I'd have a console, I didn't ever come up in the most richest kind of family or anything like that. So if I got a console, I'd have to share it with my dad. So it's one of them kind of things. So it was I think it's coming around Christmas, and I was like, yeah, I want a PlayStation, PS2, and he ended up getting me an Xbox because he wanted the Xbox. Which, to be fair, I can't complain because Halo. When I played Halo for the first time, I was like, yeah, this is good. But yeah, I didn't end up getting a PlayStation 2 for a good couple of years after that. But kind of stayed with Xbox after because it was just, I don't know, it just felt more natural. I've been playing with that controller for such a long time. And yeah, Halo.
And like, are you still streaming on Xbox now, or are you running a PC? Or
To be fair, at the minute I stream from all of them. I stream from either, if it's a PC game, I'll play PC. If it's an Xbox exclusive, I'll play on Xbox, same as PlayStation or the Nintendo Switch. It's like anything that I can sort of play, because even like Game Boys were like huge when I was younger. Like black and white screen with a little light on the top of it, kind of sitting in the back of the cars, you know. So even playing on the Switch.
And for you, like when you switch to PC now, do you go keyboard and mouse, or are you like, would you be like me? You'd actually plug the controller in.
I've been attempting this so much recently. I've been trying to play keyboard and mouse, and everybody says to me, like, "Oh, you need to stop switching back to the controller." And I'll be completely honest with you, I've made myself so much worse playing a controller by consistently switching back and forth between keyboard and mouse and controller, to where I'm average on both at the minute, and I'm not very great at both. But I think with anything, it's always muscle memory. That when you play with an Xbox now or a PlayStation, you know where the buttons are, and it's exactly the same with a keyboard and mouse, except for obviously you moving the mouse side to side and everything like that, and sensitivity and everything. But yeah, to be fair, I don't think there's much difference gameplay wise.
Don't feel bad because I'm shit on the Xbox, but I'm even shittier on a keyboard and mouse. So I went back, you know, because I switched for the very first time when I actually tried Warzone on keyboard or on PC, and I went, no, I just need to go back to the Xbox. This is just way too much, you know.
Yeah,
but
I think this games are a lot better when you're playing keyboard and mouse. Like they feel so much more natural.
But then you watch other people playing them, and they're like, it's just second nature. Do you know what I mean? Like even watching, you know, the keyboard shots of the likes of Ninja even and Shroud and those guys, and you're kind of going, how? Do you know what I mean? I can't even look up porn that quickly. Do you know what I mean? And these guys, you know.
I don't know about you, but I can. I've got it on paper.
Okay, moving on swiftly. So, what point then did you kind of look at streaming and say, okay, I'm going to give this a go? Like this, it seems like something good. Like,
to be fair, I wanted to start creating content when I was about 16, which is a long time ago now. And I bought a capture card at the time. I just started working. When you first start working when you're 16 or something like that, money you earn is nothing, especially when you got to run a car and everything like that. So I didn't have the money to go then buy a laptop to actually start creating content. So the intention was there when I was 16. I just never had the money to go out and buy a laptop. And it happened about 3 years ago. I was signed off work. I was actually waiting to get diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and I was off for about 6 months. I kind of got really frustrated and bored while I was at home, and I was like, at this time, I was earning decent money, so I was like, well, why not just do this? I've got like a computer edge, you know what I mean? So I gave it a go on YouTube. To be fair, I was uploading onto YouTube, and it picked up pretty quickly. So then got to a point where I was just like, let me get my hands into streaming. I kind of sort of jumped around, looked at places, done a bit of research, and then jumped onto Mixer. And when I jumped onto Mixer, obviously where I'd been doing the YouTube, I already come onto the platform with concurrent viewers, so it just sort of helped me out to push me to where I got to now. Which them guys from 3 years ago still turn up. You know what I mean? Like, it's highly appreciated, and the love's there is insane. And them guys.
Can I ask you, actually, just curiously, because a lot of partners we speak to, new ones, established ones, whatever the case may be, they've all started on Twitch first and then made the jump to Mixer. So when you were doing your research, what kind of led you to Mixer as opposed to Twitch? Because it seems that obviously Twitch is that behemoth. Everyone gives it a try first. Even I tried it first. But what made the decision for you to go to Mixer as opposed to Twitch?
When I had to look at Twitch, it was saturated. Like if looking at it like as a place to create content as a new content creator, unless you've got a good audience behind you from like YouTube or another platform, you're gonna find it extremely difficult to get yourself established within that community. And then when I was looking at Mixer, Mixer was like kind of new to like the whole streaming world. And I spoke to a couple of people on there. I kind of sat there and watched a couple of streams, and I was like, okay, so kind of watched how everything works. And I was like, okay, so if they do this and they get a hype zone for Fortnite, that can then push them onto the feature board, which puts them in front of everyone, and that brings in a load of viewers. And it kind of just clicked to me, right, okay, I'm going to stream to Mixer because I see the opportunity that's there right now. If I stream Fortnite, I can obviously bring an audience in if I just continue to do what these guys are doing. And that's basically why I chose to do that, because if I was to do that on Twitch, didn't have that opportunity there. You're just streaming, hoping that somebody will find you in the list.
And just on that, like, from when you kind of jumped into Mixer, then what was the journey like to at the point where you're thinking about applying for partnership? Was that a grind, or like as you say, you already had an established kind of base behind you with YouTube? But what was it like for you?
So basically, for me, I come onto Mixer and I joined a team at the time. It's called Mixer Raiders. And I met like a couple of people through there. And then one day, like me and a couple of people just chatting in the DMs, and looking at like new ways or ways to like push around and get in front of people. Obviously, find yourself up in a list. And at that time, nobody was doing open lobbies. They was doing like playing with viewers, but never actually called it open lobbies. And they're pretty far down the list. And we've thought about it and was like, well, if we can do what we're doing now, but an open lobby, and just allow viewers to just come in and play, the more likely they're going to keep turning up to come and play. So it was like, okay, let's start doing that, because we'd noticed it on Twitch. We sort of thought, well, we can bring that over here and start doing that here. One of the main guys that was a part of that was a friend of mine at the time, which was Ollie. He was like one of the first person to actually put it out, and then me and then the guy under Twitch. I think like everybody else sort of followed suit after, but yeah, we basically did that, and that really helped us out. So going for like partnership and that, I think it was for 3 months.
Okay. And do you,
4 months.
do you think the fact that that's something that we see quite a lot now, and I haven't heard it from any of the other partners, but do you think open lobbies is a good thing when you're heading for partner? Is that something that guys can do to kind of increase?
Now I don't think so much. But obviously you learn from your mistakes. When you're doing this kind of thing, you learn from a lot of mistakes you do. And doing that, at that very moment in time, it was good. But when you stop doing that and you want to do something else, so you want to play a different game or you want to get involved with something else, or you just want to play on your own, you'll notice the viewers won't turn up as much as when we're doing an open lobby. And for me, I switched into variety and started doing hard, and I mean, like playing like obviously switching at like a variety of games, like mass variety. And I went from 60 odd viewers down to 10, and it stayed like that for a while. So I basically had to rebuild again from that. So would I advise it? Definitely not. Definitely not.
And for you, like I say, your partnership application when you were ready to become partner, like, did you get it on the first try?
No. I got on my second try. I think I put in first time, and it was a viewers. I think at that time we had to have 50 concurrent viewers, and that was a lot for Mixer at the time. And I was just shy of it. And then the next time I applied, I think it was literally a week before my son was born, I applied, and then I got the reply back a week later after he was born. So
Two happy deliveries in 1 week.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's two happy things. But literally, like it was kind of one of the things like, so what I was going to put in, and I think the way you got to look at it as well. When you apply, I see it a lot of times on Twitter. People get really like upset about it and stuff. Like, in the day, said no. You get told no a lot of times in life. Like, just look at other opportunities and other ways to improve your chances of getting that yes. Like, no's they ain't gonna hurt you. It didn't change your streaming. You didn't have it before, so just keep doing what you're doing. Regardless, you're gonna get a yes eventually.
And did you so like obviously when you got and I know plenty who've gotten that letter, you know what I mean, to say, look, you've been unsuccessful. Did you kind of go straight back in and say, right, because I know it's a 3 month cycle, so did you kind of go straight back in and say, right, I know what I need to change, let's do it and let's apply in the next 3 months, or did you give it a bit longer?
For us, from when it's changed so much from when I applied. So when I applied, you could apply, and I think it was a couple of weeks or a month to reapply again. I think mine was this year. I applied 1 month and then I applied, and you know what I mean? And you only needed like 2,000 followers at the time, which I'd like gone past. I think I still didn't get partners until I was about 8,000, 9,000 followers. So yeah, I just applied for it as much as you can. I think if you've got the opportunity to do it every 3 months, do it every 3 months.
Yeah, because I think that's it now. Once you've got the 2,000 and then you've clicked all the relevant stuff, and if you do get refused, I think it's a 3 month kind of cooling off period before you can go back to them again, which in some instances I believe is a good thing because it allows you to identify what you fell down on, that you've 3 months to improve it and come back to them again, as opposed to obviously hammering them with it every couple of weeks. You know, I think that's why they brought it out to 3 months. So it's, you know, a lot of people I've spoken to who've gotten refused have said, right, okay, I'm not going to take this as a bad thing. I'm going to take this as a learning curve. Let's see where we went wrong. Let's fix that and let's go back and do it again. And you know what I mean? If you know you've got certain aspects of it right and that you've fixed other certain aspects of it, then when you hit that level, you know what I mean, you're fairly confident that you're going to get a yes out of it at some point anyway.
Yeah, it's always about improving.
Yeah.
Always about improving. Even once you've gone past partnership, you still got to look for that improvement, because there's so many more streamers that you got to fight. It's not even a fight against, because you're not really competing against each other. But obviously you want to get high up the leaderboards so you get noticed more. And obviously you need to find ways to improve or keep people in your channel to chatting to keep people there. And it's kind of the same thing you need to be doing while trying to go for partnership, you know?
So what did you think then of the likes of Shroud and Mixer and Gatalion and Ewok and all these coming over to Mixer? Do you think that that was a good thing from Mixer's point of view? You know what I mean? Like, I obviously not going to say anything bad about it, but you know what I mean? Did that put more pressure on you as a partner to kind of, shit, I'm going to have to up my game here now, because obviously the likes of Ninja and Gatalion are going to be taking a big bulk of viewers. So
I looked at it, to be fair, at the time I looked at it, I thought it was very positive. I think very, very clever move by Mixer. But they didn't polish it off. They made probably the biggest move in streaming industry, or even content creation industry. But they didn't apply the end product to it. They brought the streamer across, but did nothing with it.
Yeah.
Which I think kind of kicked us all in the teeth. I think it could kick the whole platform in the teeth. Honestly, I don't mind Ninja. I think Ninja, out of the guys that have moved across that I've actually been able to speak to, it's the most humble out of all of them, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I generally think he's really humble, especially I've got quite a few friends that he's dropped hosts on, and he don't just drop a host, he'll sub to the channel and drop him some members. I mean, it's just like little things like that, and you're kind of yeah, okay, you're a nice dude. You know what I mean? You don't even have to, bro, dropping the host is appreciated, but you ain't got to drop members or subs. So
yeah, okay. So moving on, actually, and you know, actually, this is a funny thing on that kind of thing. A little footnote: a lot of people who actually spoken to Ninja, and I know a couple of my mates who are still in the kind of partnership application phase have actually gotten raided by Ninja. You know what I mean? Where he'll just drop a raid on a random channel, and I think just to watch the kind of excitement that happens when all of a sudden you've got 4,000 viewers, your chat's fucking going like that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people who've spoken to him have said, and again, because some of the partners I've interviewed have said that like he's like he gets a lot of flack unnecessarily. That he's like he's a straight and humble guy. He's done good at what he's actually he's gotten to the pinnacle of an industry no one thought there could be that sort of pinnacle too. And I know even the likes of Dammit Rooster has said like this guy was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he's not a sportsman in the traditional sense. So what he's done for Mixer as heightening the awareness of the brand, I think, is huge. But he does get an awful lot of flack, and I think a lot of it's unnecessary on him. He's still a young guy. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not an old cranky. He does his best as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, 100%. I think the position he's in, a lot of people just say what they got to say because they'd rather be in his position than they are in their own position.
Exactly. Yeah. It's jealousy, I think, from some quarters.
Yeah. Like he's an amazing, and to be fair, the talent that goes with it, you can't knock him for it. His work rate as well, like the hours he's put in. I have nothing bad to say about it. I think he's solid, to be honest.
So moving on, just actually from that slightly in relation to getting flack. So a lot of people that'll be watching this interview will be either kind of new streamers who've just started out, because obviously there's not a whole lot else to do really at the minute. But other streamers will be kind of midway through. Some streamers might be thinking about giving up, which unfortunately is a date. I just literally had one on Twitter there. I was talking to somebody telling them not to give up. So how do you deal with trolls when they come into your channel? How do you work them? You know what I mean? I know some people do an outright ban. Other people kind of almost toy with them like a cat and a mouse. Other people try and turn them. But what's your kind of method for dealing with trolls that pop into your lobby? I see a smile there, and that's a bit of a wicked smile there. So,
listen, I mean, to be fair, I've been brought up in South London. You know what I mean? So, insults, everything like that, dissing, you know what I mean, to each other. That's literally day-to-day childhood things. Like, when it comes in, it's like, bro, I've been trained for this my whole life, bro. I'm ready for you. Because like even within like my community, end up calling themselves the Savage Gang, just because of how savage I will get with a troll. Like, I will talk about their mum. I will say anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, listening and insulting. At the end of the day, like, at the same time, when I do it, bro, I'm like, I'm joking. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being serious. Like, after I've said stuff. And to be fair with you, when you do that and you can actually sit there and like troll a troll, more likely you're gonna hit that follow button.
Yeah.
You'll see majority of the time they do hit the follow button after, because they're like, okay, right, he can have a giggle. The trolling a troll is not a bad thing. If you ban someone that comes in and trolls, troll them. You're more likely gain a viewer than lose a viewer.
So more than likely, if people are coming into your channel, which is there, by the way, people, just in case you're wondering, if you're going to give it, be prepared to take it, basically. That's
yeah. If you're going to give it, be prepared to take it. Like, bro, I mean, I troll my mods. I troll everyone. I like the trolling part of it. I mean, I like having a good laugh. And in the day, like when you insult someone joking around, it makes other people smile. Like them kind of things. That's what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be making other people smile, making them having a better day. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all about having a laugh. End of the day, if you control the troll, it's gonna make someone smile at least. You know what I mean? Make them pay.
Yeah, that's true too, actually. Right, so we're going to get on to the technical side of things now. So, because we've lots of geeks actually watching this as well, myself included, by the way, because I just love this shit. So, what are you running at the minute? What's your setup?
Right. This is the bit I ain't good at.
It's all right. I've had a couple of partners actually reading it off the screen, off Specky, where they're kind of going, okay, I need to know what I've got because I haven't a fucking clue.
Yeah, I think I need to get it up. I know that I got a 280 GeForce RTX Super. The rest of it, I don't even know what's in the gaming PC. I basically bought it a couple of months and literally got the highest specs I could get on the PC. And then the streaming the actual streaming PC I used was my old PC, which has absolutely terrible parts in it.
But it works.
Yeah, that's it. It works. It's only there to stream, play everything through. You don't need to be powerful or anything like that. But the gaming PC I kind of went over the top with. Quite a few people said I went over the top with, but I think best thing to do is I just went over the top and just hope like it lasts for a while. I haven't got to upgrade it or nothing because I haven't got a clue about absolute clue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know it's got good parts. I know it's got really good parts.
It's good, it's fucking powerful, and it's more than likely very fucking expensive. So we'll just leave that bit there.
Yeah.
It's true, like, someone drives up in a Ferrari, you're not going to go, give me a look at the engine, say, I want to sit in the fucking thing and drive it. I don't care how it works, just let me sit in it.
It's one of them moments where you need to come call your mum. Like, Mum, what's Mum?
Mum!
I don't know about the PC Ceelight.
Mum, how much am I still paying you off? So actually, then, while I have you, your cans and your mic, what are you using there?
So the mic, I have a Rode.
Oh, you got a Rode, okay.
Yeah, it's a Rode podcast. This mic.
Yeah.
There you go.
In my personal opinion, probably some of the best mics ever made in the world, by the way. And that's me coming from radio, but I just think Rode they're a cut above everything else.
I was using a Snowball, and to be fair, Snowball was absolutely amazing for what it is. But it's not a massive amount of difference, but there is a sound difference. You can pick it up. And then I've got this all linked to the Go XLR, the XL, and Stream Deck. And that's literally all I use.
And the headphones?
Aster A50s. Got a Gaming Republic keyboard and mouse. Controllers and that, Xbox controllers. I use Ames controllers for the FPS games. Normal controller for any other game.
Cool. Right, okay. Time for the fun bit now, because this is where we get to find out a little bit about you as a person. So, Desert Island Discs got 4 parts. So, first part we're going to ask you is favorite album of all time, and the reason why it's your favorite album.
You know what? It probably would be. It has to be 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying. I think that's the first album I actually went and bought myself. And at the time, it was like massive. It has to be. And the reason behind it is, like, I've always enjoyed like the rap culture and everything like that. My dad's always been like Tupac and Biggie and Snoop Dogg, all them kinds. So the rap culture is kind of like when I was brought up into. My dad has had a heavy influence in a lot of the stuff I listen to, and even like Biggie and Tupac now I still listen to. And I think that's like why I bought the album in the first place. But yeah, that's got to be probably my best album I actually own, because it's generally some music I enjoy.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. Favorite book.
To be fair, I'm gonna be completely. Joe, I'll say this way: I don't read books. I've never read books. The reason being is because I'm extremely dyslexic, and I couldn't read or write until I was in like year 6 in school, and I couldn't read or write or spell. And literally, the only books I ever actually looked at was the ones you had in school, because I literally had no interest in it. Where it took me so long to be able to do it, I never had the interest to read a book or anything like that. And I'm like, Oh, Macbeth. Oh, I watched the movie. You know what I mean? So, off my cement, I watched the movie. Do you know what I mean? So,
Cleopatra. Have they made a fucking movie on that yet?
So, when it's come to reading books, I think it's generally to do with my attention span as well, because I have really, really short attention span. So I've never been able to sit there and actually. I get through a couple of pages and then I'm, all right, yeah, let me go do something else.
Yeah. Although you realise there's a lot of women watching this going, that's every fucking man. I don't know what he's talking about. Every man is the same thing with a short attention span.
I don't blame you. You're probably right.
All right, yeah. Favourite movie then?
Oh.
Don't say Of Mice and Men now.
No. Yeah. Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
No, I think like one of my favorite films is it's a Disney film. One of my favorite films is Jungle Book.
Really, the old one, yeah.
The old school Jungle Book. Remember as a child, you used to watch something repeatedly, and like it's one of them things that have always stuck in my head, like Jungle Book, like with Mowgli and all that. My dog's called Mowgli, one of my staffs. There's like a little man cub, innit?
Once he doesn't start fucking talking to you, you're okay, like, you know.
Well, it has sometimes. I swear. It has sometimes.
But no,
right.
I know what you mean, because I'm the Goonies. No matter what you throw at me, I'll always go back to the Goonies first, because it was what I watched when I was young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and like there's Godfathers and Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and all that. Yeah, that's great. I love those movies. But give me a movie, it'll always be the Goonies first. No contest.
That's exactly it. Like legit, I love my Star Wars. I love Lord of the Rings. Like all of them kind of that type of movies as well. Like,
well, the films of Lord of the Rings were handier than the books anyway, and a lot shorter too.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I never read the books, so. Did you read Lord of the Rings? No, I watched the movie.
No, I watched the movie. Yeah.
But yeah, like. Obviously, I love them films. You know what I mean? You sit there and binge watch them every now and again.
But you have a feel-good movie, you see. That's the thing.
Yeah, like even with my son, I've even got my like when he sits there, the new Jungle Book, like played that on there. Even though it's not the same thing,
yeah,
it's still that same. I don't know, like your childhood, you kind of bring it into their childhoods, you know. So I don't know. It's always been like a little thing. That and Bambi.
Wow. Okay. We're getting deep into Ceelight here now. We're going back to Bambi now. I'm going to sit back here and go, how does that make you feel now? Tell me more.
I use the term Bambi all the time when I'm streaming, and kind of one of the things like, oh, I'll mash up your legs like Bambi, and all it means is it means something you don't want to know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. I'll let you off on that one. I'll let you off on Bambi. We won't, you know. We'll edit that out. We won't fucking edit it out. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so here's the tricky one now. So, like, again, we're on a desert island. So this is the only game you're ever going to be able to play. What game would be your desert island game? What's the one game now that you'd have no problem in playing for fucking ever?
Am I on my own?
Completely on your own, yeah.
Last of Us.
Wow, okay.
Last of Us. Actually, I don't know.
You wouldn't be going for a feel-good fucking game now. You go for a game that would leave you depressed at the end while you're on your own on an island, like, you know?
No, I'm thinking about it. I love the game, honestly. Yeah. So one of I'll rate it probably my top game. It's like, when it comes to story and everything. But now I'm trying to think about it. Like, it's going to be really repetitive, playing the same game over and over. That's actually
if it helps. A couple of partners have said that they'd pick a game that they weren't any good at, that they could spend years perfecting at, as opposed to picking their favourite game that they're already good at, you know?
FIFA.
Oh, God. Which one? 20? 19? 18? Which one?
I'd take it back to about 13. I was competitive back in 13.
That was the one that you could tackle the ref in, wasn't it? Was that FIFA 10 or 12 or 13 where I think you could tackle the ref in one of them? I can't remember which version of it was on. They had it for 1 year and then they took it out.
I don't know. You could tackle the ref. There was what was it? I'm not sure if it's FIFA or PES as well. You could dive.
Yeah.
There's one of them.
Not
But I don't know if I
that
could-
not that we condone diving in any behaviour, okay?
Well, I don't know.
Are you listening, Ronaldo? Are you listening?
Bro, listen, Henderson, mate. If you've got to dive to get a penalty to win the league, mate, do it.
Okay. I wasn't gonna fucking bring it up, but I am a Liverpool fan, okay? Why does it take us 30 fucking years to win the league and then a virus takes over? Do you know what I mean?
Mate,
It was a banana skin a couple of years ago, put on CVG. The year before that was a fucking beach ball. Next year, the world is probably going to end if we're any closer to winning it. You know?
yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. I don't know, man. Do you know what I mean, like Gerrard's always been caught slipping. Apparently, we're bringing him back from retirement just so he can bring up the trophies. You know what I mean? Yeah, medal. Apparently, he's going to cause us to slip again. So I don't know.
Actually, you have to nail your colours to the mast now. So you're South London. So you're not Arsenal, so you're Chelsea?
No. I'm neither. I don't like either of them. Arsenal or Chelsea. I can't stand Arsenal or Chelsea.
It's okay, neither can I, but carry on.
Fucking Arsenal fans are the worst.
Are you hearing that, CST? Just saying.
Well, mate, literally always right, aren't they? So no, I'm towards more Charlton and Millwall. That's kind of the area I'm from.
Yeah.
So to be realistically, the local team would be Welling United.
Okay. So you wouldn't be kind of, yeah.
I used to go to Charlton, Millwall all the time just to watch football. I'm one of them people that just loves it. I just go for the crack just to watch the game.
Okay, interesting. Well, okay, Chris, who's the head of CST now, is kind of going, fucking, that interview's never going to fucking air now, because he's an Arsenal man through and through, okay? That's all we ever hear about, is how great Arsenal were, by the way.
Be fair,
How great Arsenal were, just putting that out there.
I can't even recall who Arsenal are. I ain't related to like Leeds or something like that, innit?
This interview's never seen the light of day. Anyway, right, we'll move on very quickly. So the last bit is that we ask all our partners to give the people watching just a bit of advice. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what type of advice. If it's to do with streaming, do it with numbers, do it whatever it is. But if you had one bit of wisdom that you could give, and what we're doing is we're actually putting these into a kind of list of advice from different partners on what you can do. So if you had a big, some advice to give to a streamer, what would it be?
There's a lot of things you can say, to be fair. Like, I think one thing is definitely I find a lot of streamers don't pay attention to the chats. New streamers. Like, there's a amount of times I've gone in and I've dropped a host on someone and they've got no idea that they've been hit with a raid or anything, and literally just sitting there just playing the game. The chat's there for a reason. You can't just jump into streaming and expect the chat just to sit there and talk in the chat while you just grind out a game. You need to get to an extremely high level or an esports level when it comes to that, to be able to just sit there and have a community just talking there while you zone out. Talking to your chat is literally one of the most important things. So make sure you got an eye on your chat at all times. I even butcher it. I mean, I miss things in the chat all the time. But yeah, that's one of the things. Like, you want people to come back, you know what I mean? Make sure you're talking consistently. The most hardest thing I'd say to learn is you got to learn to talk to yourself. If you're not talking to yourself, you ain't crazy enough to do streaming, because you kind of got to be a little bit nuts. You got that kind of little bit of a psycho brain where you just sit there and just talk to yourself. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I jump in a party with my friends and everything like that. When you're jumping in a party with your friends and you're playing games, you're not learning that key thing that you need to learn, which is talking to yourself. Someone pops into your chat and you're literally saying absolutely nothing. They're going to leave because you're not giving them anything to bite onto and talk to you about. That's probably the best advice I can give someone.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Talking.
Excellent advice. Okay, well, look, Ceelight, thank you very much for taking the time to give us your time to interview us or to have a chat with you. And if anybody wants to check out Ceelight's channel, it's just there. It'll be there after post-production. It'll probably be there more than likely because the guy who edits all these videos for me is an Arsenal fan. It'll probably say Ceelight, prick or something like that at the end.
Yeah, do not follow, and they changed my name. C Heavy.
No, C Heavy. There you go. Fucking D Heavy. There. Follow him. Oh, he's going. Do you know what? He's going to love editing this video. I'm telling you that now. He's going fucking, because look, up to a certain point before everything went to shit, all I was hearing about was the Invincibles. Do you remember the Invincibles? I thought they were a Disney cartoon, but they're actually a team from earlier on.
But it kind of ain't irrelevant. I mean, you don't talk about the past.
Oh, I'm a Liverpool fan. We've been talking about the past for 30 fucking years, okay?
But I don't know you. Do you know what I mean? I ain't. I've been getting sick because I live in London. I get it from everyone. You know what I mean?
But listen, anyway, Ceelight, thank you very much for taking the time for having a chat with us today.
No problem, man.